Going to order the board work session for the Pepperell School Board on Tuesday, March 28th at 5 o'clock. And start with a quick roll call of people's mouths on controls, starting with Director Bolger.
Yeah, District 2, I'm here.
Dennis Moore, that's the representative.
Dave Larson, District 5.
And then Morris, District 4. Dr. Board State Superintendent designate.
Okay, so welcome to everybody who's here, and this one may be quick. We have two items on the work session. The first is review of the school calendar. I gather this is coming to us for any comments on it, and then it would go to the association. And then come back for approval after it's agreed to everybody. Okay, so I don't know, does anybody have any comments on the calendar at all?
One of the little boxes in the August and September. The black outline boxes in August and September were just like nothing like that.
Those are dates that are in the middle column there, so if you scroll up a little bit, maybe. So like August, what is it? 20th, 30th, and 31st, if you go in the middle column, you can see it's the registration event, all staff came on and the building during the day. Yeah. So if you're just dedicated, something's happening this day, but it's not a color.
Primarily preschool, not preschool, but before school starts, work that's done by primarily staff and different people. Any other, there's no other comments, so let this move along. Okay.
Could I just ask one question here?
Sure.
We're not doing any early release days for staff development, is that what I'm seeing?
It's the same number that we had this year,
Is it?
and that's Aaron's other number of bargains.
Oh, it's green.
Yeah.
Oh, I was looking at the purple.
Even with the green, they're still on that many. Even with the green, they're still on that many.
Yeah,
I
there,
think
it
those are bargained a couple of years ago to reduce it.
would be nice if they could have more.
Keep saying that, yes.
How do we get it back then?
Okay, so next topic is student representative application review. I don't know, is there some concept other than just why was this on the agenda for just?
Right, so I have the data updated by May 19th. We've had enough time to advertise and we did. Students in for any, if you want to extend that till the end of May or. So there's that, and then is there anything else you want to add to the presentation that's up on the website? I do have to the pictures. The video messages are still there, so this game, I don't know if we want to update those and redo those again. So.
You thoughts on those, Dennis?
I haven't looked at the videos yet, but
Okay. I don't think I changed mine, I think as I recall,
Okay.
it's kind of generic, but
would we be, are these, is the presentation on the website? Or
It is.
Okay. And
It
it's, okay, so it would only be on there, right? We're not trying to put it in like advisory or anything.
I didn't know.
into
We're not
advisory.
trying- Yeah, into like high school advisory or anything.
We need to, start advertising for this, so that will go on the website, and then, I'll send my emails out to the students that are eligible, I probably.
How long do you think the process of taking students would take?
Well, we have to have a closing date, so that's why I was wondering if May 19th is too soon, is it too long, do we need to extend it, shorten it?
Yeah, I think that's fine. Yeah.
It's fine,
Yeah.
okay, so that's when the applications would close. And then we would review and interview and select.
And I expressed the concern of we use a lot of student reps during their senior year. Because
Yeah.
So is there a way we can have a substitute one or alternate or something so that we are hearing more than Janice's voice, not that your voice is not completely important, but
I think Dr. Borche said that,
yeah.
under like an advisory group.
Well, that's the other, thing that's going on. Dr. Herndon is working on, I guess, setting up a wider student advisory group, which would be open to more students. I'm not sure exactly where he is on that.
Yeah, it's just, sometimes we ask for opinions during the meeting, it would be nice if we had another opinion.
I like the idea of an alternate. I like that. Yeah.
I don't know if we need to put that in the policy, because the policy, the high level policy is very generic, the details are all in the procedure.
Right.
So, yeah, if we want to, that would be for the superintendent, I guess, to include,
An alternate in policy.
well, in the procedure. For we're thinking primarily, thinking primarily for the senior or both.
I would say both. So if one of them's in sports and they can't come, they just take it home.
What'd you say, Jen?
I would say for both positions. In case one of them's in sports and they can't come.
So we would have 4 total.
No, we would only have 2 sit at the meeting
At a time.
at a
Yeah.
time. But those 2 could tag out if they couldn't be there.
So can I just repeat what I'm hearing? So 2 would sit on the desk. So the other 2 sit in the audience so that they have an idea of what is going on each time, and so that if they needed to tag in when someone is out, they could do that from an informed perspective versus, okay, hey, I need you to go, which may cause some anxiety. Like, I haven't been to the meetings, and so I don't know what's going on.
So we would clarify, so then we would have 4 from us.
Or could we have 3, one alternative that could represent, would have a student voice? I don't know.
And then also the senior students who are student rep get 0.5 credits. So would they
Yeah.
also get a 0.5 credit?
If they're there.
Yeah.
Do they get the credit even if they don't show up to the meeting?
That's unspecified. I don't know, the process for awarding the credit, I assume is somewhere in the high school. I don't know who actually does that, or
Doesn't specify them.
that actually happens.
I mean, if possible, could we change it to like 80% attendance instead of like 100% or like 90%?
Yeah, right now there's no requirement for attendance that I can see. So you're saying you want to put attendance requirement to get credits.
You know, in our
What's-
procedure, it says here that in the event of a vacancy during the school year, a student will be selected from qualified applicants. Serve the remaining term of the year, is in procedure 1250 E1.
And here it says student representatives will receive 8.5 elective credit for each semester of successful board service. What does that mean?
Yeah, I think we're probably defining it to be attendance. Would be one way to define it.
We define it.
Well, this says attend our regular board meetings while school, while school is in session.
At senior year, the busy year.
I think the procedure needs to be updated,
The what?
the procedure.
Yeah, we're talking about, updates to the procedure, basically.
Perhaps Dennis and I can meet and talk about it, and then we can bring it back to the next board meeting, just so the board can review it and
Sure.
provide input, unless you want to provide input now.
Did you invite Sam for that discussion?
Absolutely.
So we've got an attendance requirement and we have an alternate capability.
I wonder if we're gonna have some discussion or have someone have some discussion, if we should consider that they be sophomore and junior rather than junior and senior, not for this next year. Because I want to keep you around, but if that would allow more participation, so it's not during your senior year.
I don't know, over the years, we've had a mixed, I mean, we've had seniors that have come every time,
Yeah.
some years. It all depends on,
Their activities and who they are.
yeah, and I don't know, we haven't done a good job of kind of exit interviews to find out, okay, for ones that didn't come, why didn't they come? Is it all just activities or did they lose interest or, what was the?
We did put in there that there's an exit for, what is it? The students in the May meeting give a quick, can't remember presentation, but that's not what it is, just an overview of their experience
Yeah,
and what they liked and what could be improved.
yeah,
So that's coming in May, so I guess that
Yeah.
would kind of be an exit interview, but
what it's missing is for those that don't show up. Then we don't hear from them, which, those are the ones that we really want to know what's,
Are there committees that student reps can sit on or participate in, being a part of the requirement?
you mean board committees? Or just committees in general as a district?
Committees in general
Oh, okay.
in the district.
There's nothing that prevents that from happening, and there's nothing that specifically says that.
are there students on the race and equity committee?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, I was looking at this last requirement under responsibilities, that student representative will present on a topic they are passionate about or something they would like to see changed in our district. This is optional and not required. I don't think we've ever had that happen.
And so maybe before we execute the policy.
Yeah.
There's nothing that we would need to change. Right?
Same discussion, you,
Who was the senior rep before Stan? Because I worked with her.
Akua?
Yeah, I think so, on the application and the presentation, we worked together on that, and we also updated pieces of the procedure. Based on,
okay, yeah,
so. It's probably time to go back and revisit that as well.
because it says in here, the students will attend all regular board meetings which occur while school is in session. May grant permission to leave a meeting before conclusion. Yeah, so there's kind of, I mean, attendance is already kind of covered in there in that sense, although there's no, if there's low attendance, then what?
It says in there
Oh, can,
that.
so it's kind of on, I guess, the board to, if students are coming, then initiate a search for somebody else.
Yes, as a board member, the student representative, others,
Okay, failure to meet that sort of three.
or academic standards.
Yeah, okay.
Or
It's pretty good.
I know.
I wonder, given that we want to enhance relationships, if it would be to our advantage that if a student is not participating, for someone to reach out and find out why
Yeah,
prior to
sure.
removing someone.
Yeah,
I think that's what Dr. Rubin does already.
and we have done that a few times in the past where we had, and we, it was strange. I mean, one I remember, a couple times ago, nobody could seem to find her, which always struck me as a little strange because she's attending high school. Somebody better know where she is.
Right.
So but yeah, absolutely. I mean, before you take any action, you want to hear what's going on.
Like 3 documented attempts to locate and have a conversation.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Okay, so I guess we've kind of got attendance covered, the alternate, yeah, I don't know. How do you think that would work? Dennis, do you think there would be a student who would want to be kind of a part-time?
I think if we're gonna have an alternative,
Yeah.
I think I want them to be able to still participate like actively, because often when they're an alternative
Right,
and they don't sub in a lot,
right,
it happens to be like someone else who's also very active, so they don't have the chance to sub in. That person loses like interest,
So
so,
they potentially have a credit.
yeah. Yeah, but I think more than that too, just the credit, not the only thing, that's kind of motivating, like the work itself. Is what's keeping people interested.
yeah, so I think if we did a better job of checking in with the people the two that are elected, and then if after 3, and then go find somebody else to do something like that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Like, I think for me, something that like keeps me interested outside of the board meetings is like at other meetings, not pertaining to the board, but like around the school district, like Dr. Worsley
Mhm.
should invite me to one of them. So if we could also like have
Yeah.
other students invited to those.
Yeah. yeah. And they get an active student advisory group going as well. That can also, I think that would generate interest.
Yes,
And then out of that, hopefully would come maybe 1
or 2,
or 2
yeah,
that we want to step up to the next level or something.
and then create a succession plan. So if we're not.
Yeah, I don't know. And she said you were kind of working on maybe trying to find a sophomore or sophomores who would,
Yeah.
you could encourage to apply.
Yeah, I feel my life.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hop them to apply.
Okay. I don't know. Do we have, it sounds like everything is pretty much
Yeah.
okay as is.
I think for the most part, but I would rather, before we start advertising, is make sure our procedure is good to go,
Yeah,
because if I was a student interested, I'd look at that and see what I would need to do.
yeah, I just, Dennis, so one of the things is came with the GPA, do you think that would
I'm gonna go to
that was what I was gonna ask you. Yeah,
We might be hearing different voices.
yeah, that was the thought.
So we look at it in 2 ways. The purpose of the GPA being listed there in one space could be that, if your GPA is, let's say, a 1.9, and you still have interest, because you have a voice and you want to share, as you have participated in a variety of things, you are more serious, committed, and inspired to go to class. And at the end, we continue to watch your GPA grow. The GPA is not to say you won't, that disqualifies you from being on it. But at some point, how do we make sure that as we continue to think about the profile of our students, we want to get them to the finish line, that be considered on things that we initiate with students. So it's not a disqualifier, it's just something for us to keep an eye on.
And the policy basically says, students must be proper academic standing, ability for participation in athletics or student activities. Which is kind of open-ended. I mean, for me, it's just. I mean, for me, the idea is if a student looks at that and feels bad about their GPA, then that might say, oh, I'm not gonna do this or something. And we want to not do that.
Yeah, maybe we should reword that. The GPA is a part of the application. It is not the deciding factor.
Yeah, I would be okay with just taking it off. I mean,
Could we find it elsewhere?
sure.
Yeah, because we could just find it elsewhere, right? From like, someone like an admin who works at the office, we could just ask them to be put down.
Or ask them to include their transcript.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Just some way of us being able to support our students, whether they are, have a 3.2 and they have yet to be a part of any, AP classes. We can still encourage students one way or the other. So, yeah, okay.
So are we removing the GPA
Yeah.
in the policy?
Well, no, and the application form.
On the application.
Okay.
Could we also list somewhere, that there will be an interview? Could we also list somewhere that there will be an interview after, if the applicant go forward?
Yeah, probably mentioned that on the application. I mean, there's nowhere in the application that says, okay. Oh, yeah, what's the next step in this process? I always felt like the interview is a valuable experience for students.
Okay, so put that on the application.
Yeah.
That interview.
Yeah, there will be interviewed by a board member and current student reps.
On the application itself.
Yeah, just so they know, okay, you're applying, and then the next step is going to be an interview.
Mhm.
And, this year around, could we also, for the interview, could we also send them a list of the questions that we're gonna ask beforehand? So that they could prepare.
Sounds good to me. You come prepared, ready.
Yeah, we have, I think, a pretty standard list we've been using for quite a while. I mean, they're pretty wide open, but
So at the end of the sentence where it says, please include their information below, right above the chart. Would you want to put a sentence there that says, when all paperwork is in, an interview may be scheduled? Is that how you might put it on the application here?
Just so people have an idea of what's next.
yeah,
Yeah, and then we're not gonna do anything until they get all the paperwork in.
yeah,
Okay, so do you want that included?
I'm just suggesting that might be a way to do it.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, because if I read that as a student review, I felt like turned it in when my interview instead of this is the closing date of payment. On that, we will review applications and contact you for interview.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
I don't know. Unless you want to be interviewing all the time, or you want to do it just,
Yeah,
this once.
there's one, yeah. Okay. So we're gonna, basically make a couple of changes to the application and leave the procedure alone.
I think that. Hence, I need
Okay,
to.
Oh.
Procedure,
okay, you want
and then,
to,
yeah,
all right,
and we can send it out. To the board for a quick
Yeah,
review.
okay.
Or they back and turn it on that, and then,
and then as far as, publicizing, I don't know if it's ever. I mean, the logical place would be in advisory, I would think. To get the widest amount of spread, I don't know.
I can make also planning.
I think we should go outside of the advisories.
Since they're the least attended.
Yeah.
Referring to our other report.
Yeah, then I was looking at that one, scratching my head a little bit, but yeah. Okay, but maybe,
And.
and, yeah,
Yeah.
multiple.
Yeah.
As one as minimum.
And I think too, making sure counselors are aware of it, yes, is maybe promote it.
so I usually send out an email that goes to counselor advisory,
Oh, okay,
leadership,
okay,
Facebook, website,
yeah, okay,
trying to cover.
And
okay,
get in touch.
And coaches also.
Oh, but that's probably what keeps some of those kids away, those coaches with different sports, those kind of coaches.
There's. Sport may not be all year round.
That's true.
okay. You got a plan?
Yeah.
All right, so. Finished a half hour early, good. We will adjourn this meeting and be back at 6:30. Thank you.
And I will readjourn.
Oh, okay, just say that we adjourn, all in favor, say aye. Aye, all opposed. The unanimous, we adjourn. Thank you.
It's too long, because sponsors are.